Okay, hey everybody, how's it going? Word up, Russ here. We're gonna be going through pretty quickly the extra dimensional crisis set. I usually do this, try to do this before the set's release, and I'm a little behind here, so because I didn't already release this video or get to make this before the set drop, I won't spend too much time about it because I'm sure most people are already just either gonna look for themselves or anything like that. But I try to get this out before the actual set's release so people can kind of already have a good idea of everything. I haven't seen most of these cards. I've seen some of them. But we're gonna go through real quickly the really important ones, at least in my opinion. Or at least ones I think may have some significance. First one, Dartrix. Pretty much this stage one version is a lot better than the previous one, and as far as I can remember, but this one alone would have actually made pre-Rare Candy Decidueye like a really strong deck. But regardless, with Rare Candy now, I don't know if this is as important, but still a good segue, like a direct segue into your Decidueye, and you pretty much get to hit anything for like 120 within your first like 3 turns. If you, especially if you go first, this is actually a really good setup, and you can get the full line in your hand. You can pretty much like knock out anything they're trying to power up on the bench that's like not Darkrai or something crazy like that. And even if it is like a Giratina, you pretty much will get another turn to finish them as far as I can remember, right? To yeah. So you'll pretty much get to hit them really hard. I think any deck. Definitely nothing to sleep on, especially if people want to use that instead of like the Rare Candy, or just use that straight up instead of using any like no other like Pokemon, just Dartrix and Decidueye EX. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty strong. Buzzwole. Again, well, not again, but 140 HP, not too shabby. Again, he can't swing for 30 early, and he does big beat for 120, and can't use it again. Now, by alone, I don't really see him being that great. With a Leaf Cape, cool, but again, swinging for 120 just once. Yeah, I think maybe like a Leafeon or something may be relevant. If he's coming behind something like a Leafeon or something, but even then again, yeah, I don't, I just. I don't know. We gotta see if he has a good pairing somewhere later down the line. Cortana. So, yeah, this has always been like a glass cannon in Pokemon. But 40 for one, with 60 HP. So pretty much, Marowak, a grass version of Marowak. Not too bad. Again, 40 strong. Like even if this card can just survive 3 turns and you go second, yeah, that's 120. So. But I think you pretty much get knocked pretty easily in the current meta. But yeah, most decks, yeah, if you just don't deal with this thing early, yeah, he can get an early knockout for sure on something. And yeah, and that whole time you can be powering something else up or evolving something. So not a bad card. I think it'll get some play, especially with how much of the meta is weak to grass, fossils, other fighting types. There's like Giratina, Darkrai, those guys. One of those two is weak to fighting, if not both of them are weak to. Sorry, weak to grass. One of those is weak to grass. I want to say Darkrai. It could be Giratina. Can't remember which one, but one of them's weak to grass. So that way, you're doing 60 on something pretty early, and yeah, that's just tremendous damage into like an EX or something like that. Sharpedo doesn't look that great from what it just crunch. Yeah, nothing too great with Sharpedo there. If only he did more damage. But again, and then if it wasn't a coin flip and it was guaranteed they lose energy like Beedrill, then yeah. But yeah, if you're just gonna run this, you might as well just. I don't see why you would run this over Beedrill EX. So if that was what your plan was to do, so just a bad card. I don't know. Some of these cards they just need to let them just do solid damage, just for fun, just so people may throw it in their deck. I did see there was a Luxio. I opened a few packs and saw I grabbed a Luxio. I tried to look at none of the cards. I didn't read none of their abilities or anything like that. I just opened them because the set had released, and I didn't want my packs to build up without me, because my packs had got full. So Luxio, I knew there must have been a Luxray because I did see I had a pull to Luxio. But he looks, again, this is a nice evolution line. He can attack every turn, especially if you're going second. So not too bad. But Luxray just only for 90. Even with his ability, Intimidating Fang looks like takes 20 less damage. Oh wait. Oh, he has to be in the active spot. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, just 20 less damage from your opponent's active Pokemon attack. So yeah, he pretty much like would take 150 to kill him like from full health. So, swinging for 90. I mean, he does two shot just about everything, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know, just not that impressive. If he was swinging 120, that would be really impressive because he would threaten a decent amount of EXs maybe. Yeah, Zep Striker looks like just a better Electro from like the first set ever. Electro I think was like 70 for 80 or 70 for 7 damage for 2. I think he just had less HP than this, but this Zep Striker definitely looks better. But you would probably definitely use the original Blitzer, I think, with just 1 energy for 20. Malga 30 for 1, 70. I mean, it could be a decent counter for certain things. Tapu Koko looks like to be the new like mouse rat Pokemon, even though he's not a mouse rat. But he looks like the new Pachirisu like Pikachu. If you go second, you pretty much can attack for 90 your second turn if you go second. So yeah, just a more consistent Pikachu with just a little bit more HP, but you're also really in total doing like 110. So you're almost doing the damage of Magnezone, but within 2 turns. So it actually isn't too crazy bad at all. And then that 90 has no restrictions. As long as you go second, you're in good shape here with him. So I think he'll be in any deck that like takes a long time to build up. He actually will be really he doesn't look that impressive to me, but the more I think on this card, like he will be actually pretty oppressive because 90, like your second turn, there's not a lot that's gonna eat that. So yeah, that is gonna be really oppressive compared to it's definitely a more consistent Pikachu. So yeah, I think he'll definitely have a shot in the meta. Good thing his HP is pretty low, but with a cape too, he'll be 150. Yeah, he'll be something to do. He'll be quite troublesome actually. The more I look at him. Trevor not that great. Clefable not that great. Was 60 for 2 at 100 actually, man. And that may not actually be too bad of a staller, but yeah, just definitely not gonna be seeing any play though. Shinotic, I think I said, or Cenotic. I hope I'm saying that right. Illuminate is this ability, and once per turn, you may put a random Pokemon from your deck into your hand. That obviously is a really strong card. If not almost the only way you can pull Pokemon besides a basic ball. As far as I can think, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, definitely gonna see some use in some decks that want to have some consistency. But again, you are sacrificing like 4 spots in your deck for this. But if your deck is all about just setting up your Pokemon, then yeah. Okay, I got interrupted. I can't remember what type I was on, but I think just start with Metachan, high jump kick, pretty solid attack. But again, stage 1s, like any stage 1 for 1, I think is okay. Anything like more than that, like this is on the level of not what's that Pokemon's name? Ponyta, Rapidash. There it is. Rapidash was actually like decently solid in Blaine deck. So, but again, I mean that was because it had Blaine. Lycanroc. Claydol actually looks really strong here with a heal block, especially considering that fighting is pretty prominently weak to grass. That being able to just kind of stop one of their strongest abilities, which is Erica. Yeah, seems really strong here. So, but for stage, if this was a basic mon, they love to always kind of put these in a tricky spot because deck space is really important in this game. And just like even a card like this doesn't want to take 4 deck spots just to stop a certain decks. Like if this was a basic, like okay, 2 spots isn't too bad to throw this in, or just 1 even, just like 1 basic Claydol would not actually be that bad. But yeah, so it's a stage 1 though, it pretty much almost makes this not a real factor unless your deck strictly like can't deal with mons that heal a lot. Like I would say Darkrai actually just might not be too bad in a Darkrai deck. And also what's really most important about this Claydol is that he is colorless, so he can slot into any deck and pretty much not be useless. He will be useless, but he won't feel as useless because he can at worst and he can attack if he had to. So Claydol actually not too crazy bad. Just because of that colorless deal. So Lycanroc, 150 is respectable, but again, when I look at this card, I think of like Machamp, but again, Machamp is a stage 2. But with 3 like energy, you're gonna probably have him set up anyway within 3 turns, especially considering there's no ramp for fighting anyway. So I'd rather just go with Machamp here, and then but again, and then it does do 10 more than Machamp, but you are discarding the energy, so just, and it's a stage 1 too, so it's not even like that much better than a stage 2 Machamp with rare candy, you know what I'm saying? So Lycanroc may get some, I don't, if there's a trainer for it, again, I'm saying all this, I don't know none of the trainer cards, so if there is some type of trainer that boosts some of this stuff, then yeah, my whole opinion will shift on some of these. Palisand, nothing too great. Pansemian looks, if Pansemian is on your bench, this tech does for you. So almost a more consistent Primeape actually, and that's actually not too bad at 102 HP. So 80 twice. I wonder does that include Pansemian EX2? If it doesn't include Pansemian EX, then no, this isn't that great. But you definitely would need Pansemian EX, I think, for this to really feel that good. But this, wait, can you even pair this with Pansemian and Pansemian EX? I think, right? Pretty sure you can pair them both if I'm correct. I can't remember actually, because I've never tried to do that. But if you can, that may, and it actually works for EX Pansemian too. Yeah, this may actually be decent. At least he can. Pansemian is doing 60, then he comes in. No, but no. Still not that great of a card. Persian. Peppercorn, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Nope, not that great. Let me get Crocodile. Oops, sorry, got messed up there. Crocodile. Flip 3 coins for each head. Oh my gosh, not a random. Your opponent reveals. Wait. Let me actually read more. Flip 3 coins for each head. A card is chosen at random from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals that card and shuffles it into their deck. Oh God. So you get to see exactly what you just disrupted. That actually 3. Oh my God. Yeah, that's actually if you can get this up, it's gonna take you the full 3 turns, but you get this thing up and 90 damage is respectable. That's impressive too. Like if that first coin flip gives you 3, your opponent's hand is done. And like, yeah, they better be like only way, if this thing takes forever to get set up is the only way to lose. If you get this up in like the earliest you can get up and your opponent is still trying to figure out their deck, you just automatically win with this, I think. Yeah, that's actually very impressive. 90 damage is nothing to snuff at either, because that 2 shots just about anything. So yeah, nice. Okay. From being poisoned. Okay. Well, actually, for a basic mon, in a poison deck, your opponent taking 10 more damage every turn from that. That does add up. So, and for a basic, you can just slot that into a bunch of decks. So actually, maybe not that bad. So Guzzlord. Let me look at this grind core. Until you get tails, each head discard a random energy from your opponent's active put. Okay. And it's doing 30 damage too, so actually maybe not that bad until you get set up. And 170 is nothing to snuff at either. So honestly, yeah. Actually, I mean, if you're lucky enough, like this thing is very oppressive early. Very oppressive early. But wait, the only thing is this thing is stuck. Like it is never gonna leave the active spot. So. Okay, 40 for 1, and your opponent's at poison, so that's actually one of the decent stage ones I've seen. I'm not sure how to say his name too, so I'm not even gonna try. I think it's Naganadil, sorry. Maybe. Hopefully I said that right. A lowland duck trio. For 3 coins to take the seasons for each head. I mean, for just 2 coins, actually, like, I'm not actually too mad about that. But obviously, just any coin flip is not worth it. But for 2 energy to potentially do 180 is maybe the best like energy ratio. So, and even if you just get 1 head, 2 energy for 60 for a stage. For a stage one, actually isn't even that bad either. But I think, yeah, but just coin flips aren't going to get much play. But I can definitely see this. I actually don't know. With the potential to knock out just about anything, if you get lucky enough on your second turn, I don't know. I don't know. That actually just may see play. It's a coin flip, so it always is that chance take chance. For Thorn, one of my favorite from Gen 5, or yeah, I think Gen 5, right? If this Pokemon is active and is damaged by punch back, do 20 damage to attack Pokemon. 70 for 3. If only it was 2, that would be perfect. Yeah, if only it was 2, it'd be pretty perfect. 2 energy to attack. Aggron not looking that great, but he does have a decent HP though. Yeah, Aggron just not looking that great. Not seeing anything too prominent here. If you play a support card from your hand during this turn, this attack does 50 more damage. Okay. So Silvally actually not too bad. 100 damage. 100 damage for 2 energy is actually pretty okay. So let's look at Ultra Thruster. Once during your turn, you may switch your active Ultra Beast with one of your bench Ultra Beasts. Oh. Okay, a free switch. So again, okay, Guzzlord actually now has some more viability. He can actually just be a decent stall wall. Guzzlord now might not even have to attack. He can just be a good staller for a while, actually. If you can use this, okay, let's look at some of these items. I think some of them are decent. I think let's just glance real quick. Beast Wall, you can use this only if your opponent hasn't gotten any points during your opponent. All your should take 20 less damage from my. Okay, 20 less damage, not too bad. You can pair that with blue too, so that'd be 40 less. Oh, yeah, actually not too bad. Repel, switch out when you're actually Pokemon from bench. Okay. Item Sabrina. So pretty much you would never see Sabrina again. You would never see Sabrina again with a Repel, because you can do this. You can do this and then steal Professor Oak. Like, you're just never gonna see Sabrina again. Once they make item, like there's a lot of cards that they make like dual trainer and item, and this is just one of those that maybe it's a little too early for. But yeah, just Sabrina just pretty much just lost her job. I guess, and also Beast Wall just kind of took Blue's job, if you want to think of it like that. You can pair it with Blue though, also though, in my opinion. Electric Core. Ooh, let me hold on. Electric finally gets some ramp if you're if the oh my god, not what I is this what I think it is? If the electric Pokemon this card attached to is in the Xbox knocks it out from opponent's attack, your opponent's Pokemon move 2 energy from that Pokemon attach 1 energy. Oh, just one. Attach 1 energy to each to 2 of your bench. Okay, so yeah. So just you can just 2. Okay. So if they had 2 energy on it, it can go to wow, I think Tapu Lele looks a lot stronger now with this electric core. Just actually almost anything that has that like 2 energy kind of. Like even at like just Zeb Striker just kind of feels a lot stronger now. But definitely Tapu Koku. And then yeah, I think, and then on top of that, with Volkner too, I think yeah, you made there actually may be a lot of viability now in like luxury deck. I have to look back into Volkner now. There may be a lot of viability, and even like just I just gotta look back into electric now that this is a thing. It's even like now, what was it? A Mulk? Who was that? Was there anyone earlier that I saw for 2 electric? No, I think just Zip Strike I'm thinking about. So, but yeah, still gonna be decent in a lot of decks, I think. So, Beast, attack. Okay, attacks used by Ultra Beast, do 10 plus damage to your opponent's X Pokemon for each point they have gotten. Oh God. So if they've gotten this, can do up to a max of 20, plus 20. But then again, they have to have already gotten a point. So not too bad. Now that would be crazy if it was 20 plus 20 for each point. Now that would be 40 plus. Yeah, that would be game changer. I should have made it like that because max just up extra plus 40, and the conditions are very strict to meet. So I think that would have been I would have been okay with that being plus 20 each. Yeah, it doesn't seem that great now. It should have been plus 20 for sure, I think, actually. Put run random null type from your deck into your hand. Okay, finally a trainer card that pulls out another specific Pokemon. So that's actually what are the null types? Oh, so just this type null, just the one. So automatically just a great setup for getting that going. Okay, if only though if he has an EX coming, if type null has an EX coming, yeah, it's gonna be solid. Gonna be solid. Your opponent reveals all support cards in their deck. All of them? Dang. That's kind of crazy. So that pretty much lets you know what they don't have in their hand. You can use this card only if your opponent has gotten at least 1 point. Choose one of your options. Attach 2 random energy from your discard pile. What? Yeah, the beast type looks kind of crazy now. Looking at some of these. Now let me go back into some of these beasts now. Like Guzzlord looks a lot more scary now. Honestly, like 2 Guzzlords. Electric deck, like, oh my God. Yeah, I can see some plays now. So only Buzzwole and Guzzlord are the beast types. Well, actually, there's a few other beast types. Oh, Katana's also a beast too. I forgot. Yeah, there's actually a few specific beast types that I've been skipping over. Actually, your Pokemon's now confused. Yeah. Okay, yeah, just a lot of promise. I see a lot of promise with this set. That's all I wanted to cover today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, my thoughts. I think the repel definitely looks like the biggest item from this. Everything else, yeah, looks like a win. I hope you guys enjoy, man. Rudolph vs. Real. Peace.